Hello and welcome to Rockingham. As you'll notice, I am starting on the pole. The second time I've ever actually won the pole, and the first time on a track that's not dirt. The only other pole I've had was dirt. The only other time I've run super well, other than the last two videos, was dirt. So we'll see how this goes. And one of those last two is Daytona, so it doesn't really count. But here comes the cockpit view for the first few laps. This is the first video that I'm doing the voiceover on. I always wanted to do it for all of the other ones, I just didn't really know how. Tried a bunch of different editing software that I'm too broke to purchase. Tried free versions and it always had watermarks and stuff, and I didn't want a watermark because I have my own. So I realized I could just unmute the mic on my headset when I recorded the video off of the game. Because that's how you have to do these videos. There's no way to export the recording from the game to your computer. You have to just watch the entire replay and screen record it. But I figured I found out I could unmute the mic while I watch the replay and just talk. Which, means that I have to watch this replay like 3 times before I can post it. Because I have to edit it in the game, do all the cuts, the camera changes, all that stuff, and then watch the whole thing for the voiceover, and then watch it again to make sure I didn't mess anything up when I did the voiceover. And also, while I'm doing the voiceover, I can see if I messed anything up in the end. But this is like the 5th time I've watched this one, because I recorded it once and then watched it before I realized I could do the voiceover like this. So, I've seen this. Anyways, yeah. The start of this race, I was feeling pretty good. One of 2 poles. Only one on a hard track, and historically I don't run very well with these people. I've been playing this game overall for a little less than a year, and with these guys it's about 5-6 months, and the first 5 or 6 months I was playing this game, I was playing it with an Xbox controller, and I finally bought myself a wheel, and that's when I started playing with these guys. And most of these people have been playing for significantly longer than that. Some of them since the game came out, which, if you don't know, was 2003. And some of them played other games before it came out, and then settled on this one instead of switching to something new. There goes the 62 bumping into the wall. I did that about 1,000,000 times in practice. But yeah, I've been having a great time, even the first many months where I was absolutely terrible and was last every week, except for if somebody else wrecked bad enough to blow up and I somehow managed to not. The first several races I caused probably 10 cautions each for a couple weeks. Several times I left in the middle of a race because I just didn't feel like making anybody have to run any more caution laps. Usually I still hung out and watched and talked to the guys on the mic, but been slowly getting better. This is also my first actual racing sim game, so it's been an experience learning my way through it, but everybody's helping me through. The 49 guy behind me's given me a massive amount of help the entire time. And it's fun. I have a really good time with these guys. Hopefully for the next couple weeks we'll have more start showing up. It fluctuates between 4 or 5 people per race to 11-12 people to a race. I think we had a couple with like 15 cars on track, so that was a pretty cool one. 2 videos ago, Daytona, I think there was 8 or 9. Oop, there goes the 08. I did that a bunch during practice too. Right after I go in the corner a little hard and the 49 goes around me, we get a caution. Which is probably fine, because at that point I don't think I was going to catch the 49 anyway. There he goes. Bonk! And coming back for some more Bonk Part 2. These are Thursdays, every Thursday, and we run open setups, so you can change basically everything about how your truck runs, and moderate damage. So I would be very surprised if he did not somehow damage his truck with that. I can't 100% see people's damage look different on your screen versus theirs. It doesn't show up on your screen until it's like really bad or they start cutting parts off. So I'm not 100% sure if he got damaged or not. He said he didn't, but that was a pretty hard hit. Here we go to pits. This video especially, I'm trying to do a lot more with camera angles instead of just keeping it on the same one boring angle, switching between. These are the pit cams. I think at some point it goes to spectator, some cockpit camera, chase cam, roof cam. Just trying to keep it a little bit more entertaining. And if you watched the Daytona video, you'll notice like half the video probably was sped up. And I'm trying to not do that anymore, because I realized all the sped up parts don't have any music, or any sound, I mean. And the way I record this, I can't really add music. Unless I stick a Bluetooth speaker on my desk while I record this and you can pick it up over the mic, but that probably wouldn't sound very good. And it makes the videos a lot longer. I do speed it up for caution laps, because that's just, I think it makes sense. Here we go, coming back to green. My main goal right now, which has been my main goal for the past probably 4 months of running with these people, has been to cause as few cautions as possible, and especially on Thursdays to wreck as few people as possible. We run on Tuesdays in the Xfinity cars, and it's unfortunate if you wreck somebody, but we don't run damage on Tuesdays. We also have fixed setups on Tuesdays, so you don't have to know what you're doing to set up your car for it to actually be fast, which is one of my biggest problems. Which is why I'm glad these guys are so helpful, especially that. Ooh, there goes the 62. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now, is stay close to the 49, not push my truck too hard, because I have a history of doing pretty well and then trying too hard, overheating my tires or driving in too deep, losing my line, and then I have to deal with worn out, overheated tires, and I guess just having lost my groove and I can't even hold on to the track and keep the truck where I want it anymore. It just slows me down. So I'm just trying to kind of chill. I come up to him a little bit, I drop back. I'm still pretty new and don't really know what I'm doing, so I just try different things every time. But I think I'm starting to zero in on at least how to be more consistent. I haven't been causing nearly as many cautions recently as I used to. I don't remember if I said it earlier or not, but the first month or two, probably more than a month or two of racing with these guys, I was causing like 10 cautions a race. Made me quit a couple times just because, well, I quit. They didn't like force me out, but I quit a couple times just because I didn't want to force these guys to drive that many caution laps during a race. Remember there was a couple of the earlier dirt races where we had like twice as many caution laps as we had green flag laps, and I made that happen on a couple of asphalt and concrete tracks too, so that's been my goal from then on, was to have less cautions that were my fault. And on Thursdays to try to wreck people less, because I don't want to be the reason somebody's truck gets totaled. It's happened before. It's not fun. For them or for me. They're out of the race and it's my fault, and I have to drive with a truck that may or may not still run right, thinking, well, that person could have had fun driving around for another 45 minutes. And now they can't, because I slammed him into the wall going 186 miles an hour. But yeah, I'm doing an alright job of keeping up on him. Trying to start driving a little bit harder to close that gap. I want to see if I can get past him. I have not won a race yet with these people, and it's been several months. And I've been doing a lot more consistently recently, so I'm... Ooh, there he goes again. Right in the same spot on the wall. At this point, I'm almost 100% sure he was damaged, and he said he's just gonna call it quits for the night. There's only 4 of us there anyway, now we're down to 3. He said he's just gonna go have fun doing something else, so we'll see him next time. But yeah, I hadn't won a race yet. I think I go to a chase camera here, so that's cool. You can see my pit crew do their job. Now, half the time, these people somehow manage to throw a lug nut across whatever state we're racing in, and they have to go get it before they can finish putting my tires back on. But they did pretty good tonight, so I'm proud of them. But yeah, I haven't won a race yet. I want to win a race, but I have to stay consistent to win a race, and that's my big problem, is being consistent. I was trying very hard right there to just keep it redlined until they put the thing back on the ground and see if I could get out in front of the 49, and it didn't work. But you can't say I didn't try. You heard it. Back to the TV camera. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Now, I believe it was this restart. Fresh tires, ran good that time, was starting to catch up, that I decided, what if I start in second gear instead of first gear? I was getting a little spinny last time, and it worked. No spin, I guess right in that torque band, and just took off past it. Somewhere around here also, I was driving pretty much as hard as I could, but I was spinning out right here just to try to keep in the lead. If I can keep it for a lap or two, maybe I can keep it for the rest of the time. But the 62 came over the mic. He was like, well, that's a guy. Well, what did he say? I forgot. I don't remember. Something about that's a guy that's confident on bald tires. It was funny when he said it, and I forgot what he said. So that's what you're getting at. But here we go. It'll switch back to one of the other cameras in a second, but I like the cockpit view. This is what I see. I drive in the cockpit. Probably be a little easier to not wreck with more cars on track in chase or extended chase, but the cockpit's what you see when you're driving a real car, so I try. And now I'm just so used to it, I can't drive with any of the other cameras. But I'm pulling away from the 49. I'm thinking at this point, it's probably because he is trying not to roast his tires, which is another thing I'm really good at, is demolishing my tires. So you can see right there, I slow it up a little bit. I think the next few laps I just try to not push it super hard to make the tires last as long as I can, and he's already closing on my bumper. I think I drive better behind somebody. Fancy camera right here. See us coming around. But I drive better with somebody behind me. I think because I can just copy what they do, and also if somebody's in front of me setting the pace, I'm less likely to drive it in too deep and try to go too fast. If I just think, stay the same distance behind this person, I probably will be putting as much wear on their tires, or they're probably putting as much wear on their tires as I am on my tires, which historically, there I've tapped the wall, historically means my tires are going to last longer. Because I'm not very good at saving my tires. I'm not very good at backing off. If I'm not trying as hard as I physically can to push my truck as hard as it can physically go, then I'm either going to wreck or just be unnecessarily slow. But that's a thing I'm working on, and I'm getting decently better at that too. I managed to keep him behind me, trying to keep it backed off a little bit. This is the spectator camera, by the way. I like this one because you can see the whole track. Usually the spectator, just like the TV cameras, will zip and zap across the track, but this one's just one solid point. You can see almost the entire thing. It's pretty cool. I do not believe I meant to go that wide. Drove that one in a little hard. And usually when stuff like that happens, it's when I temporarily forget how to drive and just start doing that to every corner. I don't know if it's because I get my tires a little too hot going in way too fast, or if it's just me knocking myself out of the zone or something, but it happens quite often, and it will happen later on in this race. I just can't get my truck under control for 6 or 7 laps, and then finally figure it out and start sticking to the track where I want it to again. This is another one of those use fancy camera angle times. He came up on me and didn't quite make it. I guess he thought he was going to tap my bumper, so he backed off a little bit. But this is the rear bumper camera. I think we stay like this for a lap or two. And I'm also trying to get better at noticing other people's lines. This is the rear chase. Less realistic because, you know, there's not a camera floating in front of your car, but it still looks cool, so I went with it. I also do realize that my logo is way too far up on my hood. I redesigned my truck. Should be racing it. For the race on the, I don't know, whatever the next race is. January 20-something, is it? 25th? We're at Martinsville, so that'll be fun. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but my driver is wearing a Crown Royal uniform, because that's where this truck came from. Ooh. Ouch. Move into pit camera 1 after me and the 49 drive by. There's all 3 of us. But yeah, my guy's wearing a Crown Royal uniform because I could not find a template for this truck. I think when I designed this truck, actually, I didn't have a template for anything. I was just exporting either the blank car or another car and using the software. He's gone in front of us to stay on the lead lap. But exporting either a blank car or just another painted car and painting over it, so I could see where all of the lines were for like the hood and the cowl vents, and I couldn't do the uniform without making it just a green blob, so I just left it because nobody can really see it anyways. But the new truck I'll have next week will have a uniform on the driver, which will be green. It's just still going to have all the details. Green flag. Now, one thing I definitely could have done for this race was run with a little bit more tape. That covers up the inlets for the radiator and brakes. The more tape you have, the more aerodynamic you are, but the warmer your engine runs. I don't think I ever broke 200 degrees with the dashes. Definitely didn't hit 220. So I probably could have put another 5% on. Down a little bit, it's getting kind of loud. the water temp going up and down. It goes probably about a notch up every straight higher than it comes back down. It slowly creeps up. I don't think we ever ran green long enough for it to get 100% up to 10. That's about to hit 200, probably next front stretch. Touched you. I don't know if you saw it, got a little wiggly wobbly there. 49 is coming real close to my back bumper. Ooh, right in the same spot as the 08. Now, I don't know how the heck he did that. If I did that, I would have spun all the way around. For some reason, I find it impossible to stop these things from spinning when they start to spin. I don't know why he just hit the wall right there, but he did, so. And again, only 3-lap cautions. Sometimes other tracks will be running 5 or 6 laps for a caution, it feels like, and I really don't know why. Couple laps in another funky camera angle. Hear the helicopter. I think I brushed the wall right there. Now, my main goal after almost every pit stop is for a couple laps, drive as aggressively as possible to get my tires warm faster than everybody else, which probably wears my tires out a lot more than it does everybody else's, and is very risky because these things get really loose on cold tires. But that's what I do. And I was trying to keep the 49 behind me, and he started getting up real close to me again right there. Slid up a little too high there again. Got a little loose. I think next video, when I'm editing it in the game, I did not touch the wall there. I'm gonna put a little ticker up top that tells you what lap it is, like every 5 laps or so. Just because ooh, that was a hard hit. I don't know what lap we're on. 25 minutes into the recording, I think the race is 40 or 48 minutes long. So probably about halfway through, but I don't know what lap it is. He's getting uncomfortably close to me again. makes me drive a little bit harder, makes me wear my tires out a little bit faster. But I also have to think, if I can make it hard enough for him to catch me, hopefully he'll roast his tires just as much as I'm roasting mine. Little loose there. Almost touched the wall with the back end. Gave him a lot of room to catch up to. Back to the TV camera. Also, I am aware that my roof number is upside down. That is fixed on the next version of this truck. Well, the next 3 versions. I actually have 3. They're all almost exactly the same, but they're different colors. They're really cool. I'm gonna run one each the next 3 weeks and see which one's my favorite. Other than the color, they're like exactly the same. It's the same two-tone. New graphics on the new truck. It's also a new front end. It's a mid-90s front end. I think it says it's a 95, but it's the Aero nose Ford front end. I am also almost always the only Ford on track. I believe the number 60 that's on Tuesdays sometimes is in a Mustang. The number 15 is in a Mustang and a Ford truck. I don't know off the top of my head who else is in a Ford. Most of them are Chevys. The 25 is always a Chevy. A couple of them are Toyotas. The 49, not 49, 49's right there is a Chevy. The 44 is a Toyota. Unless his truck is a Cadillac. One of his trucks is a Cadillac, I think, but his cars are Toyotas. And I don't remember his teammate's number off the top of my head, but he's in a Toyota too. They run the same paint scheme on Tuesdays. I just don't remember what number his car is. I think the 8 runs Chevys too. The 08, I believe, was in a Chevy. Ah, this is a good one. So every time I switch from to or from the cockpit view, I have to edit the volume, because you will go deaf watching the replay and watching this video I'm watching right now and what you're watching on YouTube. If you leave the volume at 100 in the cockpit, and every time I forget what I did the last time, so I change it. It goes from 35, a lot of times it's 45, sometimes it's 40, and I think a couple times it's been 50. So I gotta rewatch the replay and find out what volume it is right here and just always do it at that, because this isn't too bad. The last time it was pretty loud. Oh, that's the white flag. So this is the first time I was in the lead when the white flag came out. Last week at Dover, there was 6 laps left, or 6 to go. I guess really 5 and a 5th. And I spun coming to the line. And then that whole mess happened after that. Here we go, coming to the checkered. This is my first win with these guys. And I put on the little note thing. I forgot to write one of those for the rest of the replay. I had it written and then had to start the replay over from scratch because I messed something up. But all of that, top half anyway. I don't remember if the Wiggles was me about to wreck or not. It might have just been me being excited. I don't know. But it's my first one with these guys. I've been racing with them for several months. Doing decent the last less than a month. Daytona was second, the 28th. Almost won Dover the week before this. A decent bit of luck in the Tuesday series too. My first victory burnout. You're going to be able to see it out of the car too after this. At this point I see my temps getting up. I figure I'm just either going to run it till it blows or run it till it turns red. I stop it right here and go till I hit over 240. Almost to 280. Then I stop it. I don't want to blow it up yet. After almost every race, we drive around and do stupid stuff. Here's the replay outside of the car. A lot more stupid stuff on Tuesdays, because we can do stupid stuff without blowing up our cars or trucks. But here we just kind of drive around, and when we get bored, we crash into each other until we blow up so we can leave. But think that's a pretty good burnout for a first victory celebration right there. I was happy with it. Wish I could change the smoke to be more smoky and thick. It seems like if you're not moving, or if you're moving slow, it's not going to make a lot of smoke regardless of what your wheel speed is. But if you're going fast, it'll make a lot of smoke. So I think it's just the ground speed of the truck. But yeah, good time burning up those Hoosiers. That's the end of the replay. Now it's back to real time, and I'm just going to drive, find everybody else, and mess around. I'm being kind of careful now because both of my back tires are about to blow because of the burnout. If I go too fast, I'll just spin. Drive in the pits, find an opening in the pit wall. You can see the corner of the 62 right there. The 49's over there somewhere. There's a victory lane. I didn't see that at first. Oh, there's the 49 at the bottom right. And you have to be really careful when doing this on Thursdays, because a lot of these tracks, as you'll see in a sec, have invisible walls. And if you hit them too fast, you will either just blow up your truck because you ran face first into a wall that you didn't see, or you'll go flying across the track, which is a video I need to upload from one of my first races, well, where there's the 49. He was looking for me in the 62. I guess he couldn't see us through the building. He just hit the wall. But yeah, there's Chicago Twin Speedway. It's one of the videos I'm about to upload for the Tuesday series. There's one spot on the infield where you can catch, like, right at the corner of an invisible wall. There's a 62. And it will launch your car into the air and you'll just fly around. Happened on accident back in, like, August, the first time I ran there with one of the other guys. And then the second that race was over in December when we ran it, I think it was December, like a month ago, we all went and tried to find it and do it. And I hit it and ended up flying completely out of the track. Usually you just fly up into the air and you spin like barrel rolls across the track and then just slam back into the ground. I guess I hit it just right. It sent me way out of the track limits. I'll see if I can get the replay of it up there. I don't remember if I saved that replay or not. Hopefully I did. Now I'm driving around again, and then I see Victory Lane with another opening in front of it. Decide to roast my tires the rest of the way off in here. And at this point, one of my back tires is flat, and I decided to get the other one flat, and I don't know if you saw my truck kind of drop right there. That was the other tire exploding. So now it's almost impossible to control this truck. Almost spun right there, and then just hitting the gas in fourth gear, it does that. And that again was fourth gear. I got the tires spinning in fourth gear because there's no grip. But that's the end. I'm just going to go park and move forward a couple times, because usually after a race when you park, it like stops your car and doesn't let you do anything else. But it didn't seem like it did that, so I tried to drive forward and drove forward. And then I was like, okay, that's it, I'm done. And I got out of my truck. Oh no, I backed up first. I don't know what the heck happened there. I guess I overheated. But yeah, good time for it. instead of in the middle of the race. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you watched, I'll see y'all next week.